Hello and welcome from Budapest. This is Hungary Reports from Public Media M1 with the latest news from Hungary and the Carpathian Basin in English. I'm Árpád Szőci. Thanks for tuning in. Hungary supports Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. That's what Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán told Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky in a phone call about the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. Orbán pointed out that his country is watching developments with concern, and he said that Hungary will support the European Union's joint efforts to settle the situation as part of the European coordinated response. He added that the government was in constant consultation with its allies. Hungary's security is of the utmost importance, and that's why the Ministry of Defense will deploy troops to the eastern part of the country. That's what the Minister of Defense, Tibor Benkő, announced. The first troops were expected to be sent as early as Tuesday afternoon, which means that military movements on the country's roadways can be expected. The minister added that Hungary wants peace, which could be achieved at the negotiating table. But the Hungarian military also has to be prepared to provide for humanitarian aid and be ready to defend the country's border, if necessary. He mentioned that if the situation in Ukraine escalates so that fighting isn't just in the eastern part of the country, but spreads to the western part, including Transcarpathia, Hungarian servicemen must be ready to deal with the arrival of refugees. Incidentally, Transcarpathia has a sizable Hungarian minority.
The Hungarian armed forces have two tasks. One is to provide humanitarian aid, and the other is to close Hungary's borders and ensure that no armed group can enter Hungary. To this end, I have ordered the deployment of armed forces to the eastern region of Hungary in appropriate numbers and with appropriate equipment. In other words, the border must be reinforced.
And Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán held talks at his office with the heads of the Vodafone Group about Hungary's digital development and its competitiveness. Also discussed were the company's future plans to help in that regard. The two sides also agreed that the communications concern is a key investor in Hungary, providing 9,000 jobs in the country. And that's all for now, but don't forget, you can catch Hungary Reports every night live after the Hungarian language news at around 11:15 p.m. Central European Time. You can also watch it in repeats and online. Please stick around now if time permits. We also have news programs in German, Russian, and Chinese. Thanks very much for watching, and minden jót.